Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome once again. Thank you for joining me here. And Shabbat Shalom if you are still listening during your Shabbat. My Shabbat where I am is just ending. I really didn't do much today. I just relaxed, but I said I think it's been about 3 days since the last video that I put out. So I said I think it's time to do a part 2 to the video I put out about planes, trains, and automobiles that have been falling out the sky, unexplained accidents, and I think it's good to do a part 2 today. So that is what this video will be about. And it'll also just be about updating everyone on the incidences that have happened over the last week. It's actually 8 days since I put out the first video of the planes, trains, and automobiles. And we've had a lot of more so-called accidents that have happened. And we have also had developments about the plane crash that happened in DC. So if you are not aware, in that video that I put out, I did mention that the pilots that were operating the Black Hawk helicopter, that more than likely they did not see the airplane right in front of them. And if they did see it, it was right before they hit it. Now what is coming out is that the American airline was about 325 feet in the air, according to their black box, according to what the control tower saw, and that the Black Hawk helicopter was at 200 feet above ground. And of course, that's not what we saw. What we saw is that they were both about the same altitude off the ground. That's what we saw. And they're not able to explain this. And since I saw that video, which was, I think it was from Laura Ingraham on Fox, since that disclosure, when she was doing an interview with Sean Duffy, that was on February 3rd, I have not seen any updates in regards to this. Because how do you explain it? How do you explain that you're getting 2 different altitudes, but yet the planes are at the same altitude and they hit each other? They can't explain it. Okay? Since then, there has been another plane crash in DC. 7 people have passed. A young child who is 9 years old is in the hospital with critical injuries, with 90% of their body burnt. Okay? The seventh person that passed was, I think, the father who was in a vehicle. He passed on the ground, and the son, as I mentioned, is in the hospital. Then there is a plane crash that happened in Alaska. Okay. I think it was traveling to Nome in Alaska when they said there was a sharp drop in the speed of the plane and the altitude of the plane, and then they lost contact with it. According to the reports, what I'm hearing is there were 10 people on board. They found 3 people unalived inside of the plane. And there is, so far, the last time I checked, which was right before I started this video, there are 7 people that are still unaccounted for. And they can't tell us where these other 7 people are that just disappeared off the plane, leaving 7 people gone, can't find them, and 3 people no more. I think that happened about 2 days ago, that plane crash happened or so. Then there was a plane crash in Brazil. 2 people are no more. Several people were injured on the ground. I think they said about 2 people for sure, and I think 4 others as well were injured. So I think it's a total of 6 people were injured on the ground, and the 2 people that were in the small airplane, they are no more. Okay? And I think that happened about, again, 2 days ago. I think it was like a back-to-back where the Alaska crash came out, and then shortly after, the crash in Brazil also came out. Then there is the SEPTA train in, I think this is in Philadelphia, that caught on fire. They said 300 and is it 50 people had to be removed from the plane, sorry, from the train. That's what they said. And they are not able to, again, explain how this train caught fire. And they said it caught fire near the front of the train where the engine is, and the fire spread quickly. And they can't tell you, again, how this happened. Okay? But let's say this is an incident that occurred. And this happened, again, I think it was maybe 2 days ago or so it happened. Okay? Then WestJet. WestJet that flies throughout North America. I think they're owned by the US or Canada. I don't know, I'm not sure. But WestJet said, hey, it's really cold outside, so we're just gonna ground all of our airplanes. Have you heard of that before, where it's cold and a whole company grounds all their airplanes? I mean, it's not the coldest that I know that it could be, so why ground the whole fleet of airplanes? Isn't there like de-icing? Isn't there things that they put in place so that the plane can still fly in the cold. Okay. And there is also another incident. This is with automobiles where there was a severe pileup. This happened in Canada, in the province of Ontario, on Highway 11 near Orillia, Ontario, where there was a pileup of many vehicles. They're going to say it's weather related. And I think one person has passed. And all this has occurred in less than a week. If you know of any other incidences that have occurred, please share. Please let us know in your area if you have seen anything like this occur. I think there have been like other pileups that, again, they're going to say are weather related. I think China has had some as well. So a lot of things are happening. And I just wanted to follow up on the first video. And I won't be doing these videos like every week. I think it can be exhausting if I'm going to be, reporting on these incidents every single week. But if you have the information and you're able to refer back to these videos, I think that would be helpful. And, I may do another one depending on what happens. I will come back and I might do another one on the plane, trains, and automobiles. I will be putting together a playlist for ley lines, again, so that all of you can refer to the playlist and watch those videos. Okay. But pretty much just to expand on some of the information that I provided from the first video on the planes, trains, and automobiles. As I said, these occurrences will increase. I personally have not seen so much of these types of incidents and accidents happen in such a short period of time. But it will increase even more. It's going to increase even more. As I said, they are going to do all of their investigations. They're going to pass their laws. They will sign executive orders. And this is worldwide. This is not just going to be in the United States. It's not going to be just in North America. It will be worldwide that you're going to see these occurrences. They will put their best and their brightest in place. They will say that this is not going to happen again. But after a while, as I said, what are they going to do? Really nothing. Because there's nothing else that they can do. Because they've already told us that they have completed their investigations. They have made the necessary changes. They have put their best and brightest in place. And yet, after they have done all of that, these accidents, these incidents will increase. They're going to increase. So it's not it'll do absolutely nothing with what they're planning on doing. It's not going to help whatsoever. But they are going to do it because they have to give some account to the public to say that they're doing something to stop it, but it's not going to stop anything. In fact, it's just going to increase. Okay? The other thing that I want to mention as well is there's talk that, they want to put AI in place of humans at the control of these planes, trains, automobiles. They want AI to be in control of these vehicles. That is not going to stop it. It'll probably just make it worse. It's not going to stop it. So they can, put all of their AI in place to say now that the AI is in place, that is the best and the brightest, that is the genius that's going to protect us, that's going to look out for us, and it will do nothing. It'll probably just increase these occurrences. And these occurrences, if you go back to the first video that I did called Ley Lines, the Golden Invisible Lines of Ancient Times, you will know that it's not going to stop anything. That it is the ley lines that are throughout the earth that are invisible to us. So in the physical realm, we cannot see these lines. We can't see them, but they are there. They are shifting. They are changing. New ones are coming. Old ones are going. Okay? These lines in the physical realm that you cannot see help to control a lot of the functions of the earth, waterways, the migration of animals on the ground and in the air, the gathering of energies throughout the earth, through the ley lines, the geomagnetic lines, okay, these energy lines, okay? In the spiritual realm, these lines appeared golden, okay? They are golden in the spiritual realm, but you cannot see them in the physical realm. And as I said, they are changing. They're going to affect, and they are affecting a lot of things on Earth. They are affecting how planes can fly. As I said in that video and also in the second video I did, planes will fall out of the sky. There will be unexplained accidents. Trains will be unable to run as they once did. I have seen also a lot of accidents with trains and automobiles. That will increase. Okay? The driver of the automobile, they're just not going to see the train. They're not going to see the train. They're not going to realize where they are or what happened. They'll say things like, I didn't even realize I was on the tracks. Okay? Now, just to go back to what I mentioned earlier, that the American airline was at 325 feet above ground, and the Black Hawk helicopter was about 200 feet above ground. Now, there are different perceptions on Earth depending on your view, where you are situated and looking at an object. That same object will appear different to someone who is somewhere else at a different angle. They may see something completely different, okay? What I am explaining is that there is a change in the perception where time, space, and matter can be altered. Okay? Time, space, and matter can be altered on this physical plane we call Earth. Okay? And you're going to see more of these occurrences of people saying, again, I just didn't see the train coming, if they survive. The plane saying that they're at a certain altitude when they are not. Yeah, you're going to see more of this occurring. And I did say as well that those that have a relationship with the Most High, Yahuwah, that seek Him every day, that have repented from their wickedness, because we are all sinners, okay? They have turned from their wickedness and they acknowledge His sovereignty, His authority. It is a change in your heart condition. He will be there and He will protect you. But you are going to see more of these incidents happening, these accidents happening. And as I said, they will look for something to tell the public. And if you noticed over the last few days, I personally haven't heard much come from these government officials that are heading these investigations. I have not heard much from them because it's a lot that's going on and more is going to come. They're probably just going to get to the point where they'll probably report it. People will be asking more questions, but after a certain point of them, again, doing all their changes, all their investigations, all of their executive orders, appointing the best and the brightest, and these incidents, these accidents are still happening, they're not going to say much. Because what are they going to say? They can't do really anything else. This is beyond them. And another point I want to say is that the world, Babylon, who has bought into this system, who is always looking to the government for answers, They're always looking to the government for protection. They're always looking for the logical explanation that there must be a logical reason why it's happening, and we can stop it, right? Because they believe they have control over everything, that they are geniuses or have geniuses among them that are the best and the brightest, so there's always an answer to their problem. That's what they believe. Just follow the science, right? Look to science, we'll get the answer. It doesn't matter how much investigations that they do. It doesn't matter what laws, what executive orders they put in place. They're not going to get the answer. Because the answer is from Yahuwah. Because he is the creator of all things. So they could search and search and search. They're not going to get the answer. Okay? There will be no answer for them to get. And they are supposed to not understand what is going on. I think the previous video I did about this subject, I said that, and I said that is a part of it. It is a part of their judgment. They are not going to be able to give you an answer. They're not going to be able to understand within themselves what is happening. They are going to be confounded. They are going to be confused. And as time progresses, as we get closer to the return of Yahusha, it will increase. Their confusion, their confoundment, it will just increase because they cannot accept what they are seeing. They cannot accept that they have no control over it, that it is the Most High that is passing his judgment on them. And that's okay. It's perfectly okay. That's what they're going to see. Okay. So AI is not going to save them. You know, if they want to make it, you know, where their planes now operated by AI and telling you that it's safe, it's not going to save them. As I said, I'll probably just make it worse. And they're not going to be able to escape this judgment. This judgment is for those that have bought into Babylon. Okay? All of these companies that have invested billions, hundreds of millions into these companies so that they can fly their planes. They can run their trains. They can have the most up-to-date automobiles. It will come a point where it won't even matter. They won't even operate the way that they want them to. They will do what they want to do. These vehicles will do what they want to do. These planes and these trains will do what they want to do, what Yahuwah wants them to do. That is what's going to be taking place. And these ley lines will continue to change. They will continue to move. New ones will continue to come up. Old ones will disappear. We're talking about the energy of the earth that is changing. There is a switch that is happening. That is what we are seeing. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about that and give you an update with the playlist that I will be putting together that you'll find shortly. Again, I welcome all of your comments. Please subscribe and like, and I look forward to speaking with all of you soon. Shalom.